Hi everyone. I think today I need to talk about freedom and the feeling of freedom and what makes us feel free. Because I just listened to a beautiful audio message from my friend Elspeth, and she was talking about playing music with her band and how free it makes her feel and how rich and how just zoned out in that bliss state. Now Elspeth lives in the US, which paradoxically, it was the 4th of July when she recorded that message, and I think a lot of people aren't feeling very free in the US right now. And it made me think about how we are also interconnected and how true freedom is of the spirit. Because if Elspeth, who is part of the groups and the large millions of humans that are being held down and held back by what's happening politically right now, if she can reach that bliss state, if she can just reach that frequency in her state of being, then any of us can, honestly. And the things that she's manifested, and I agree with her understanding of the word manifestation too. It's almost like by the time things have manifested, it's old news. It feels almost just benign to talk about the manifestations, because the real manifestation or the real shift is in the frequency. And that's when it's just like, it's all happened on a certain level anyway. The material world is catching up. I hope this is making sense. Elspeth over the last month has helped me to understand that my messages are real, to trust my instinct, to trust my emotions. And interestingly, I just rewatched one of the videos that I posted here, day 4, which I hadn't wanted to rewatch. I hadn't even wanted to share it if my ego was involved, because I'd been crying. I was really sharing some vulnerable stuff for me and actually processing it on camera, I now realise. But when I watch that video, I just thank God, thank myself for processing that stuff, because that shadow part of me, my emotions, my crying, is now the fact that I've accepted that is me. As soon as I could release that illusion that emotions were something to be ashamed of, the miracles that came flooding into my life defy understanding. If I could tell you the things that have shifted in my material world over the last 30 days, I don't know if you'd believe any of it. And I can pinpoint that shadow work that I did that day and night as being part of the catalyst or the release valve that just opened it all up, because that's when I went to France. So what makes you feel free? At that point for me, processing grief, crying because my late father's wife had died, the only thing that made me feel free was not to hold in the tears. Today, what makes me feel free is to sweat. I'm on my bike right now because I need to move my physical body. Sometimes it's driving, sometimes it's playing music, sometimes it's writing for 5 hours, sometimes it's running, sometimes it's sending emails. Last night I sent about 10 emails sharing digital photos with family and friends. God, that made me feel glorious. What makes you feel free? What puts you in that frequency? Because this is your power right now with all that is happening and shifting in the world. What makes you feel free? That is your only responsibility, to do what makes you feel free in your frequency, for the highest good of all, obviously. If it's something that's destructive or of a lower consciousness like anger or violence. Obviously, don't do that. But I trust that you know what I'm talking about here. What makes you feel free? Focus on that to the exclusion of all else. And stay in the light and the power, because it is flooding in right now. And we are being supported in so many ways that we cannot see and we cannot even put into words. That's a message that I got for today that I wanted to share with you. Get out of your own way. Stop thinking about it. Releasing the shadow self, which is just lack, limitations, and constrictions and resistance, is the key to your freedom. And it all starts with you. A shift in the globe starts with you personally. Have a wonderful day of freedom and light and power. Lots of love.